So in this video, I'll talk about 5 questions and give you answers of the interview called like F1 visa interview. These are some of the most common questions that they normally ask when you are going for your interview and you are panicking. Please don't panic. You've all been there. You can stay, don't go anywhere. So Nofori, and I'm schooling here at Minnesota State University, Mankato. I'm a master's student. The 5 questions, and I have my book here, so I'll be looking down a lot. Pardon me. Okay, this is the first question. Which school are you going to, or where are you going? They normally ask this question because some students are tensed and they can't even recall the schools that they are, or the school that they are going to. When they take your I-20, your passport, and your other credentials, they really want to know if you're familiar with the school. And some people also use agents, and these agents will just tell them everything. They don't go through it as students. So they want to trick you, ask you this question: do you know the school that you're going to? Do you know where you are going to? I know they know very well that you're going to the US. They have everything in front of them, but they want to know it from you. Do you know where you're going? Then you speak to them. So you tell them about your school. You tell them about the country. So I'm going to the USA, to study for my master's in blah blah blah, with a concentration in blah blah blah. Yeah. Where you can also add where the research purposes, where maybe I'll do my research with Professor so and so, that it gives them an idea of, oh, okay, he knows the school, he knows the professor there. Some people go to the extent of mentioning the graduate coordinator and all that. It gives them an idea that, yeah, you know where you're going to. Okay? So make sure you know where you are going to, even though the visa officer knows that you are going to the US. Make sure you know where you are going to, the school you are going to, or the school you are attending, the program, and all that. And there's this second question that's sometimes tricky. Do you have anyone in the US? How do you go about this? So normally they ask this when they look at your document, and they'll feel there are some discrepancies. Then they'll ask you this question: do you have anyone in the US? This is the question, but the answer should be no. Don't go there trying to explain, yeah, my uncle is there, and no. Unless, this is the caveat, unless your uncle who is in the US is sponsoring you, don't mention anybody's name. Because when you do that, it means that they feel, yeah, it means you'll not come back. The whole idea is to go to school, like everybody. You all have to go to school and come back to our home country, practice or put it in use. Take up a position in Ghana. That is the whole ideology, or that is the whole motive. So you can't go there and tell them otherwise. You're going to study, come back home, and utilize it. That should be your answer. Okay, so you don't have anybody in the US. Don't have any relative in the US. Yours is going to school. Yours is that you're going to school to study. Okay, then you come back. You don't have anybody in the US. No contact. No ties in the US. No. So make sure you don't tell the visa officer that You know a friend or know nothing. Keep your mouth shut. Huh? Yeah. And the third one, what would you be doing after completing your studies? Or how will this course help you after your studies? Yeah. So tell them that, yeah, upon completion of your course, you come back to Ghana. Because there's no way that you finish or you complete and you stay in the USA. You need to come back to Ghana. Yes, you can have maybe a job offer, that's a plus. But the whole motive is that you are going to the US to study, then you come back to your home country, take up your position in your home country, and do it. So there's no way you are going to tell them that, oh, yeah, I want to study for my PhD. Nothing. The PhD shouldn't be part of the conversation. If you come here, if you get here finally and you feel that, okay, I'm done with my master's, so I'll do my PhD, fair enough. But don't go there and tell the visa officer that, oh, when I'm done with my master's, I'll continue with my PhD. No, you're done with your master's. Oh, upon completion, I'm coming back home to take up position of blah 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 at my company and all that. So you give them the idea that, yeah, after everything, you return to your home country. Okay? Yeah. How are you funding your education? Or who is funding your studies? Or how would you pay your deficit? Yeah. So normally they ask people or they ask students who don't have scholarship or graduate assistantship on their I-20. How are you going to fund for this? And this question, I think normally people make mistakes. But make sure that when you're going to the embassy, you have it all figured out. Because yes, if you don't have scholarship, you need to pay for your fees. How are you going to fund it? If your relative is going to fund it, show it to them. If you have a document, bring it on board. Okay? So normally people with geo opportunities, graduate assistantship, you need to also tell the visa officer that yes, I have a graduate assistantship, you know, money or stipend, or I have a graduate assistantship and a monthly stipend. So I have a graduate assistantship and a monthly stipend. And that will take care of so and so. Okay? Then you tell them the deficit. If your deficit is just 2,000, 5,000, okay. Some VO or some visa officers will be like, okay, your deficit is very small. So you can pay. That's what the visa officer told me. Oh, your deficit is around 5,000. Oh, you can pay this. So yeah. But if you don't have any funding and your relatives are funding you, also tell them. Back it with documents. Because they don't want you to go to the US stranded. Some people also go there with Empower. Empower is like a loan institution. They give you loan while you're in school. And with the Empower too, there are some schools that Empower doesn't support. So know the schools and get it before you go to the embassy. They can give you a letter. Empower will give you a letter that shows that yes, they want to support you in your education. So you take it to the embassy. Okay? So make sure the funding part, you figure that part out. Don't go to the embassy not knowing how you can talk to them about funding if you don't have any funding. That's dangerous. How did you get your scholarship? Yeah. They want you to tell them how you got your scholarship. Normally, if they see that, yeah, you have excess, sometimes when they see that your scholarship is in excess, they will ask you, how did you get your scholarship? Tell them how competitive it was. Tell them the requirements, the admission requirements. Okay, I submitted my, SOP, transcript, letter of recommendation, my CV or resume. Some people submit their writing sample. So tell them what you submitted. To tell them what you submitted and how you made it. Take them through it, or take the visa officer through it. Take the visa officer through how you got your funding or how you got your scholarship. Okay, you submitted all that there is, or and finally you got your scholarship. Be convinced. Okay, yeah. And why did you choose the school? Why did you choose Minnesota State University? They'll ask you that. So tell them one unique thing about your school, and why you chose that school. Why did you choose Minnesota State University? Okay? Make them believe that, yes, you really like the school. So for me, I had a conversation with my graduate coordinator. So I told the visa officer that this graduate coordinator, Heather Hamilton, she changed everything for me. When I reached out to her, she was always willing to speak to me through email. When I sent a cold email to her, she was always ready, telling me what I have to do. That's why I love the school. I feel they're very responsive. And the scholarship that they gave me was juicy. Some people can say that they had like good scholarship. Scholarship covers my stipends and they are paying my tuition. That's why I chose the school. Can't say that because not every school give you scholarship or graduate assistantship, so it could be a factor. Okay, convince them. Some people will have to say that, oh, my school's ranks among the no. That they can find it on the net. Tell them why. Okay, and you'll be good. Okay, I hope by this time you are okay. These are, common questions that they normally ask. It runs through almost all the questions that they ask. So be ready for it. And I know that this time you're ready to answer the questions, okay? All the best to you. And I know I'll see you in the US. Okay? Alright. Don't panic. Bye bye.